Howdy, everybody. Welcome to Step into the Portal. My name is the Brandt, and I'm here live at the Portal in Manchester, Connecticut. And I'm not by myself. I am joined by Matt. Matt, how are you?
I'm all right. How about you?
Good. Literary Gamers is your channel,
Yes.
correct? It's you and your wife, Jen,
Yes.
on there. Tell people about your channel.
Usually, we're reviewing board games as normal, doing playthroughs. We review books every now and then. And so we try to pair books with board games, just like Jen does on the Dice Tower. I've been reviewing the Reckoners trilogy on the channel, and then a little later in the week, I play the next scenario in the Reckoners, the board game, to go along with the book that I just reviewed. So
nice.
we try to tie everything in there. I think we're probably going to try to do a stream of Fury of Dracula before Halloween.
Okay.
Because of the book and everything. The same thing possibly with Abomination. We'll see.
Nice.
So
cool. So check it out, Literary Gamers. You can find them on YouTube. But have you here today because you have a copy of Lacrimosa
Yes.
from Devir Games and loving this game. You can check out Matt's review there on their channel as well, which I think no spoilers or full spoilers.
Yeah.
Sorry, opposite. You love this game.
I do, yeah. As a as a musician myself, I've always strived to find a good board game about music, and there's really been not one that stood out to me through the years, and this one really did. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's a very good game. So I believe this is my fifth play, although maybe that's 4.5 because we only played a half a game one time.
That's right. Yep.
So I think, but if that, I don't know. To me, when you're playing a game in the month that it's out 5 times, that's definitely saying it's a great game. So yeah, this is a game. Actually, why don't you tell us what the game is about?
So it's kind of a game that's almost in 2 layers, I would say. On one, you're trying to finish Mozart's Requiem. The game takes place pretty much, he's just passed away, and he is left most of his Requiem unfinished. And then the other half of it is you remembering, I guess you're remembering when he used to tour and all his compositions that you'll be helping perform. And you're doing that through a double card play mechanic with these neat player boards here.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, the key thing being that you're kind of reliving Mozart's life, career, and his composing of music, which is not a theme that we come across very often.
Right,
so that's been really interesting. So thank you to Matt for providing the copy of the game and to Devir for providing the copy to them as well. It is a little dark on the table here, but I'll bring you down here and I will run through a teach. We both played this, but we'll run through some of the things that you need to know. It's actually... It's like a weird level of complexity, right? It's kind of like you learn it and you're like, oh, there's a lot of things, and then you play it and you're like, oh, it's pretty straightforward. And then as you're playing, you see all the directions you can go. Yeah. I feel like that's kind of how the complexity feels. Like it feels like it's very open, and then all of a sudden you feel like, oh, it's very smooth, and then you feel like, oh, there's a lot of choices. Yeah. That would kind of be how I would describe it. So here you can see a map of Europe, mostly Central Europe, I guess, or Western Europe. Here, and we are starting here in Salzburg. This is where Mozart is, and we're going to be able to travel around through here. We've got various cards up here that we can draft. It's not really a deck builder. I think it's more of action selection, but you do have a deck of cards that you are drawing from, and you're adding in cards and subtracting cards, so it inherently is a deck builder, but I wouldn't really say deck building is a major mechanic of the game.
Right.
Definitely changing up your actions is, but it feels different from deck building. This player board is really neat. Actually, I wish we had one that folds out. It's like a composition songbook. And yeah, it folds here, so it's kind of neat. I know I put them in the box over there, and then we're chained down by our microphones. So we've got those over here. Down here, we've got the Requiem, correct? And these are the 5 various movements of the Requiem. And we can kind of... this is representing... composers who wrote the pieces that were missing from the final Requiem. You can fill in those details a little better than I can.
Yeah, all the ones that were vying for it.
To be able to write the final piece that he didn't finish when he passed, right?
There are 4 in the game. Only one officially finished the Requiem. But today we're playing with Stadler and Freystadler. Sussmeyer is not in the game. Doesn't work really with a 2-player game because there's a rule to take out certain tiles.
Yeah.
And then one movement just doesn't get composed with those tiles. But what's interesting about the Requiem is if you can see it here, you'll notice that you can add more instruments going further down the line. That's pretty accurate because Mozart pretty much finished this movement and up to a lot of this movement. He didn't instrument all of this movement, but he did finish the Kyrie that we know of, and we have a lot more stuff open down there because he did not finish that.
Nice. So here you can get bonus tiles. It's not really area control. It's really just vying to get points at the end of the game. So there's points that are scored for each of these based on which composer you hire to do that. But I like this part because it's not like, oh, you're going to get all the points and I'm going to lose out on the points. So it has a spread there. As we travel around, we can gather these various tiles. I don't remember what these tiles are called. I know these are Royal Court tiles, these bigger ones, which are endgame scoring points. And then up here, yeah, we have the cards. So we have the memories, which are basically our action cards. So they'll go in our deck. And then we have the opuses, which are the different types of music that he composed. So there's religious music. There's chamber music. There is orchestral music. Is that the one where he's
he's directing?
Directing,
Yeah.
Thank you. And what would this one then be?
Opera.
Oh, right. So that makes sense. So we have those types. The game is going to take place over 5 periods. So we're in period 1, and there's a period bonus here. And there's basically 5 little decks that we're going to go through over here. And we're going to take action. So all that choice is on our player boards here. These are called story points, and the story points are his life, his travels, and his writings, I believe.
Yes, I believe so.
Black, red, and white might be a little easier for the camera for people. And then we have these free actions we can do at any time. So we can ignore one of our actions that we play in order to gain money equal to the period. We can spend 3 coins to buy one of these, I don't know, I call them permanent story points. I don't know what their actual name is, but they don't go away at the end of the round. Maybe consistent, I'm not sure what that is. And then we can always sell one of those for is it a Kroger?
I think so.
A buck. We'll just say buck. So that's part of it. The main thing is you're going to basically draw 4 cards, and you're going to have various actions, and you're going to take an action. You're going to put that action in the top, and you're going to take a different card, and you're going to put it in the bottom. So that's where it's really action selection, and then you're going to do the action that's there, and you're not going to get to do the action that's here, but you will gain story points for it at the end of the round. Then you'll draw 2 more cards, and it's faintly labeled here. It's labeled well for us, but for you on camera, it's probably hard to see. But it's labeled here on the player boards for people. And then you'll basically do the next thing each round. You're going to have 1 card left over because there's always 9 cards. So that's that. I'll briefly go through the actions, and then as we play, especially the first round, we'll fully describe what we're doing to people. So the first action here, you also start with an opus. Here is the gain actions or gain memories. So if I take this action here, it allows me to come up here and purchase one of these memory cards that are up here. And so they get pushed one way or the other based on what they are. So the cost of this card is going to be story points equal to what's down here, and it increases as it goes this way. So I can purchase this card, and then I would actually take the card that I slotted in the bottom, remove it from the game, and slot this card in. And I would now have this card in my deck and presumably gain more story points. In the final round, those cards will be worth straight victory points. Oh yeah, did I say the most points wins the game? Welcome to a Euro game.
Right.
So the next action you can do is compose. So compose is similar. So you would take this one. Here you'd play this action, and then you'd come up here and you would compose. Oh no, it's commission. You're commissioning him to write the work, right? And then you're purchasing the rights to it. So it's, again, going to cost story points as well as coins that are on the tops of these cards. When you purchase a card, you then get the victory points immediately at the top, and you then have that opus for a future action. And as you buy things, everything slides down. So that's going to be that action. Then there is the perform or sell. So it's got both of those. So you're going to take your opuses. You can either pay the story points on an opus, exhaust it to perform it, and then you'll gain coins. You exhaust it because if you take that action again that round, you can't perform that again. It's once per period. Or instead, you can spend the points here and sell it. Selling it will give you victory points, and it will give you permanent upgrades to your finances, which is going to be the rewards you get at the end of each round. So that's why you're selling those as well. Then we have travel. So when you travel, there are costs to travel between these various locations. You can move as far as you want, as long as you pay the bucks to get there, the money to get there. So I move all the way over here to London, and then I would pay what's on top, which is typically travel story points, gain the bonus that's there. This one would give me one of these permanent. So at the end of the round, the story points are going to go away, but this one would stay. And I would get this tile, which is now telling me if I have these 4 opuses at the end of the game, I get 7 points. That is the travel action. Pretty straightforward. You can't stop at multiple places. So you travel as far as you want, and then you finish on that one. And then finally is the Requiem. So you're going to come down here, and you're going to hire one of these people to do the Requiem. So there is... the cost is on these tiles here, so it's very tiny for the camera to see. And I believe the costs increase as they go. But you're basically going to pay these white story points plus coins, and then you're going to be able to take one of these discs and put it on that type. So this would be brass, and I would put this here. Now, if I put the 16th note face up, then that would be Statler, correct? Mm-hmm. And I would be purchasing this tile. This tile, I would then gain the bonus and then flip it over to show I've done that. There's also a bonus over here, so I would immediately get $2 for doing that. If I put it on the other side, the 8th note, then it would be from Frey Stadler, mm-hmm. And I would be purchasing this tile. And then there's bonuses over here that we can talk through. At the end of the game, whichever composer is represented the most, each of theirs will be worth 3 points in this section, 1 point for the other ones. If it's a tie, they both end up worth 1. And then you'll go through each of the sections to see. So it's not based on players and our colors. It's based on the note type, the 8th note or the 16th note, where that happens. And these are, like, you'll see them here on Matt's board. He's got them all on ace, but you can play them on either side. So they just rest on one side. That is that. Then at the end of the round, we have 1 card left over. So we go through our maintenance phase. We're going to reset our story tracks. That's probably one of the bigger things to know. And then look down here at all our cards and move our story points up. We're going to gain any rewards we have from our composers over here. Some of these later ones give you victory points and things. Then we're going to collect for our finances. Currently, we just get money, but you might get money, story points, or victory points. Get the period bonus. Every time you traveled, you will gain one of these travel permanent story points. This round, and it changes. Those are randomized too. There's like 3 for each period, I want to say. And then we clean up. We grab all of our cards and gain them. And then finally on the map, we flip any of these tiles over that weren't purchased or collected, and then we replace with any tiles. We sweep these 4 cards out, move 3 over, clear the period 1 deck, and start off the period 2 deck, and we're on our way.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
We've played, so it all makes sense to us. So if you have any questions, I definitely did a fast teach, but it feels like a game you can learn from watching us play, especially if we talk through. Matt, it's your game. You go first. You have the tuning fork.
All right. Let's see what we're going to do here.
As my teaches go on, they get faster. You hear me pick up, but it's like, good call.
So one of the things I want to do, only because we can show how this works, I'm going to travel, and then I'm going to get black story point for the next round. You don't have to move.
Oh, good.
If you don't want to. So I'm going to spend my 2 travel points to take this tile here, which is worth 7 money.
Yep.
But, I mean...
Makes sense. And that doesn't get immediately replaced. It'll get replaced at the end of the round.
And that's when there are like the rare exceptions to when you don't have to travel to take the action. And that's one of them where if there is a tile there and you start your travel action, you still pay the cost of the tile, but you don't have to travel.
All right. Perfect. I am going to hire someone to write the Requiem, and I'm looking at this one here. So I need to spend 2 of the written story points, 5 coins, and I want to get this one here, so then I can either do brass or strings. Is that what that's representing?
Yep.
So brass would give me more money, which seems like a good place to go. Oh, by the way, this one here, this bonus, is anything in the same section. That's the way that one works. I think you had taught me that originally, but I had to look it up to remember. So I'm going to go here for brass. That's going to give me 2 coins back as a bonus. And then I'm paid for this tile. So I'm going to take this tile, which is during that composer rewards section. For every piece of chamber music I have, I get 1 point. So I'm now kind of telegraphing to Matt that I'm going after that card there. All right, it's your turn. They're pretty fast, as you can times.
I will also compose the Requiem. or finance the Requiem. And see, we want to. If I go straight for the organ, it'll give me a victory point. So I'm going to spend 1 writing story point and 2 money. This tile here, which will give me in the third phase, which is the composer rewards, 1 black story point. So I will be using the organ for that, which gets me a victory point.
Nice. Perfect.
Oh, and then I draw back up to 4.
All right, I'm going to get another action card up here. Oh, no, I've got to get... let me see if I can. I'm going to use my Requiem because I'm not going to do that again. Creating a little bit of diversity down here.
One side note about the player boards when you get this game, if your cards don't fit under there, just a little X-Acto knife shimmy back and forth. That happened to a few of our boards.
All right, I'm going to spend one of my red travel points, and I'm going to get this one here. Right. So this action will update this action, and this one's now out of the game. I am done.
Let's go ahead and get an upgraded card. That's any story point. I'll use a black story point for the card. Right up here. So now, this is out. And then I draw just my last card.
All right. I am going to travel here. Pay 1 coin, 1 travel point, and take this one, which will increase my finances. Done. We're making this game look too easy, Matt. I don't know where to put my opuses.
I could grab that piece because it's cheaper now. I don't have the story points for. I have the story points for 1. But I am going to try to increase my income. So what we're going to do is I'm going to that action, slide that there. So I'm going to sell this piece. Costs 1 black story point. And I go up on income. And that is now out of the game.
Nice.
And I have my 1 left. I like to leave it on the player board to remind myself not to shuffle it.
Makes sense. Oh, I agree with you. Put it right in this spot. All right, my last one is I'm going to compose, and I'm going to put my travel down here. I'm going to do the same, save that. Nope, I'm going to commission. I always say that one wrong because we're not writing the music. All right, so I'm going to commission for this chamber music. Surprise! And this one would come to me here, and I immediately get 3 victory points for that. So I paid, at the top it told me to pay 1, and I moved it far enough down that I didn't have to pay more on that one. So that's it. That's the end of the round, right?
Yep.
Cool.
So we reset all our story points.
Yep. And then we gain them.
And then I gain 1 for my composer reward.
And then my composer reward gives me a victory point for this.
And then I get 2 more black story points, a red story point, and 2 white story points.
And then finances.
3 money and a story point in my choosing. I'll take travel since that's my lowest.
Period bonus. I think we both traveled. And we clean up. Yeah, we just made that first round look like no thought. I know definitely when I'm doing a live play, I tend to just play. Like,
Money gets tighter as we go along.
yeah, that's true. Yeah, there's a lot.
So also thematically, the pieces were shorter when he was younger, so they don't cost as much. And you get to some of the larger works, and all of a sudden, the Don
And he's
Giovanni
more
costs
popular.
11, and you're like, oh my goodness.
So we do have to flip all these tiles. Yep. Good, you do that. Half. Do this now. And then replace the ones that are missing. So now these tiles that are flipped, they won't go away. So they'll just stay here. That, and then we sweep this. And these 4. Those here. And I'm going to be good about this, so when we clean up, it'll be organized.
For era 2, every commission action we take, we're going to get a black story point.
Nice. Ooh, it's a lot of works. All right, well, there you go. If you wanted to upgrade your actions, you are out of luck. All right, so I have 1 card here, so I draw until I have 4. I get the tuning fork, and we are 1/5 of the way through the game.
Yeah.
All right, so... Well, do want to compose. Let's see where we want to be. Maybe we will get a little money for one of these. I could just do that. Oh. Well, that's a weird way of doing that. Something's beeping at us. Just stay low. Maybe I'll come to this one here. So I'm going to travel. I'm going to tuck my Requiem one here. Although that's the last one of those I have. So now when I think about it, I'm going to tuck this one instead. I'm going to pay 2 to travel 1, 2. Each of those are 1. I'm going to pay 1 of my travel points. Take this one to get 3 of these. But these can be spent as money, so that's why. And at the end of the game, every 2 of these is a victory point. Every 3 money is a victory point. They don't shortchange you there. And then on this bonus side, I also get a victory point for this one. All right, that took me a little while.
Definitely going to commission. Slide that underneath. And I'll do the 1 black story point, 4 coins while I have it.
Makes sense.
And I get 3 victory points.
Oh, I know. You're so good at naming the titles of them. Sonaten für Klavier und Violin. Sonnet. Is it sonnet?
Sonata for piano and
sonata.
violin.
That makes sense. Piano. Yeah. Violin is, yeah, generally obvious.
This is one of his very early operas. I think it was only... This is Mitridate Re di Ponto. I think it was maybe only 2 hours long.
Got it.
I say only, right? He
Right,
was
yeah.
8 when he wrote that one.
Gosh. All right, I'm going to commission as well, and I'm going to get the Divertimento 15. And that's going to cost me 2 because there was 1 story point here. So 2 of the black story points and 2 money. And then I will get 3 victory points for that. Done. It does actually feel like 2 in a round your first turn because you know the choices you have down the line. It takes a little longer.
All right, let's see.
And this is the religious music here with the praying hands.
Requiem action. Yeah, but if I were to go after something symphonic, I think I'm out at all. Let's travel. I'm gonna travel here. Put the other travel underneath. Oh, 1 1, 2, 3. So it's 3 money. And I'll spend 1, 2 to get this, and it gives me a white story point, a coin, and a point. And for this one, if I have presence in the Kyrie, Sequiescentia, the Sanctus, and the Agnus Dei at the end, it'll be 8 points.
Nice. All right. I am going to... For the Requiem, I'm just trying to decide what I'm not going to do. I guess I'm not going to commission another work. So I'm going to go here into the Sanctus, and I'm going to use this one. This one's a little bit cheaper, so I'm going to spend 1 story point, and I have to actually spend a finance, but I'm going to use the choir. So the choir bonus is that I actually gain a finance, so it evens out. And then I'm going to take this one here, which just immediately gives me 2 victory points.
I'm also taking the Requiem action.
Nice.
Nothing up there with that, so... I'm going to...
Oh, excuse me.
Keep it nice and simple for now, because that'll give me that. So I'm going to use Statler, and I'm going to score the brass for the Kyrie, which only costs me a story point, and then I place this
Nice.
there.
Okay, so you get... Oh, yeah, you get 3 points, yeah.
And then that gives me 2 story points.
All right, I am going to perform, and I'm going to get rid of my travel. I'm going to save my upgraded memory action here. So I'm going to perform one of these works, or I could sell one. I'm going to perform this chamber music, which gives me 3 coins. I have a little more money going into the next round. And that is that. I do have a question on this tile. Is this, if you have chamber music, get a point, or is it 1 per?
Anytime you perform, sell, or gain.
Right,
Because
that's
the
what it
3
is.
means
So
have
I took it
dexterity.
during 3. So I took a point, which is not what I should have done.
Well, you also composed the chamber music before you got that tile.
And I got this one, right? So I should have 2 more points because then I... Right, it's anytime. Thank you. Now, as soon as you said it, I remembered what it was. So I said it wrong initially there. All right, and the other thing we didn't say is during the cleanup, these cards ready again.
All right, so for my final, I'm going to do a double. So this card will give me... I want to keep my Requiem actions. A story point now and 2 money. And then I get to take care of a memory. I'm going to use the story point it just gave me because I have a bunch of wasted story points right there. And this is out of the game.
That's it, right?
Yep.
Man, we're flying. All right, so we do our story point tracks reset.
I get the composer reward there.
And then
Finances.
we get that. So I get 0 points. It's when I purchase, perform, or sell.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and then I just get 2, 2, and 1. Then my finances here is going to be 3.
I also got
Gain anyone.
5 red points, and if you have to hit the 5th, you get a coin.
Yep. Yeah, and it says on your player board here too, so that's works out well.
And then I commissioned once.
Period bonus, same. And we clean up, which readies these cards. That card stays out. I almost shuffled it in, see? All right, so this is going to go to you. These 4 are going to sweep. Usually like to clean up after games, but this one with these cards, it feels like I can clean it up on the spot. There's deck 2. Is this deck 2? Oh, do you have stuff over there too?
This is stuff for deck 1.
I can take that. At least it'll be mostly here for us when we're done. All right, these slide down. You want to fill in those cards. And you did these tiles, right? Yep.
Oh, yeah, I did them.
Perfect.
Okay, so let's go ahead while I have the money for it. I'll compose. Head down, take a look at some costs here.
And we haven't done, well, he's looking at that. We haven't done any of these basic actions. You'll see these come into play in the later rounds, especially this one where you can skip an action to just gain money equal to the period. As they go up to 3, 4, and 5, that becomes more lucrative, especially in round 5 when you just can't do an action. You can get 5 coins, which is 1 2/3 points, because 3 coins is a point at the end of the game. So just note that you can do those. I don't even think it's a subpar action. It's just a choice. Like, oh, I now need money, so this is the action I don't want to do. All right, I am going to do my memory action, and I'm actually going to get rid of my other memory card. And I'm going to get this one here so I can travel and perform my music. It feels like what I was meant to do. All right, so I pay 2 and a story point. Which story point do I want to use? I guess I have all these travel ones, so. Now I've got that one. Oh, and I also get a story point and 2 coins for that action. All you.
Let's go ahead and commission. And then here. Let's go ahead and need 1, 2, 3, and 4 money. Gets me 3 points.
I will travel 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to go to this spot here. I'm going to perform my chamber music. So for every one I have, I get 2 victory points. So I have 2, so I get 4 victory points. And then I also get a victory point and 2 money. Yeah, and then look at this round.
I'm going to perform, or take the performance action. The reason I say it that way is because I'm going to end up selling my stuff so I can raise my income. But also because I got this tile here, lets me do that twice.
Right. Yeah, so these ones down here is if you do the commission, you can commission a second time. If you do the perform, you can perform a second. That's great.
So I'm going to sell the thing I just commissioned, which was the flute and harp concerto, and then 2 points, and that can go into deck 3 discard you have over there. Thank you. And then I will perform this one since I don't have any black story points anymore to sell, but I can still perform it for 2 coins.
Oh, yeah, did I spend? I think that tile I got was a travel point, right? All right, well, I'm going to keep going with this. I'm going to commission this one all the way at the end, which is going to cost me 4. Oh, can I actually not do that? I can buy one, right, for 3?
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to cost me, it's probably too much, but. So 1, 2, 3, and then I'll buy one for 3, and then it's a further 2, so I have to spend 5 for that. Hey, Steve, welcome. We're playing some Lacrimosa. All right, so since I purchased that chamber music, I get a victory point.
Mm-hmm.
Staying ahead. All right. Yeah, I didn't see that one pop up before I moved here.
grab some of these memories while they're still cheap. So it only needs one story point. Take this one up here. The game. And then I also get, white story point and 2 cards. 2 coins. Oof.
This was such a good idea, but I think I'm gonna just try to perform now instead. All right, I am gonna perform, and I'm just gonna get money. So that one doesn't cost me any, and just gives me 4. So that must be the thing about chambers. It's not a lot of story points to perform. And that one's gonna give me money, and I am done.
All right.
Reset. Victory point, composer rewards. I got that already.
For hitting the bell twice on red.
Nice.
And then
I don't have any other there.
Finances. I have money. 2 points for me. And a white story point. I did memory once.
I did not lock the door. I realized.
Oh. Someone in here?
I'll have to check to see. That was my bad.
That's it for me.
So I'm just trying to finish this up, but I've got that on my brain. I did do that once, so I get 1 more of these. Then these 4 will actually clear, right? Can you reset that while I just double check? Because now we're close to open, but I don't know who's here.
And if you've got 3, discard.
Yep.
That's out.
I can take that tile because it's separating these. All right, I'll be back in 1 second. Thanks.
So our bonus is for each travel action, it'll be a black story disc.
Oh, my microphone is stuck on me. This is humorous. Would you mind resetting my board just while
Sure.
I check? Thanks.
You took all your rewards and everything?
Just because we open at noon and I don't want somebody to just walk in shopping and there isn't somebody here and we're just casually hanging here. That was my bad. All right. Thank you for resetting that.
You got it.
Are you first now?
You are first.
Okay.
I think it's I'm odds or evens.
Perfect. All right. So yeah, just 2 rounds to go, huh? All right, so I could get another action. I don't know how much chamber music I need. But I guess this makes it pretty enticing. All right. Yeah, I've never tried anything like that either. That's interesting, just popping stuff down here. All right, maybe. Oh, I just don't know. Maybe I'll just go straight victory points for now. Move here for 1. Take that. Your turn.
All right. See what we have out there. Let's go ahead and commission.
Yeah, that noise is rather distracting.
That is one.
Luckily, it shouldn't be on.
Story point.
I don't think everybody else can hear it, so that's good.
So, religious piece of music gives me 5 victory points.
All right, I'm going to gain a new action. I'm going to get rid of my commission. So first I get 1 point here and 2 coins. And then I'm going to get this one here. Ooh, actually, maybe I'll get this one for 3 coins. And a story point. Which one? Travel. Done.
I'm going to travel. Well, get 2 coins and then travel. And 1, 2 coins. And then 1 red point here. And I can sell my religious piece of music for 3 victory points. And a coin. And another victory point. And that's out. You have 3, correct? Thank you. And then because... Nope.
Good?
Yep.
All right. Let's commission again. Get rid of this one. We're going to commission this. We're just going to keep going down this rabbit hole.
All right.
Feel like it's going to work. So I get 4 points for commissioning that, and then I get 1 point from here for doing that. Your turn.
I'm going to travel again. I have all these red travel points. I might as well
Yeah,
use
same.
them.
Yeah, these don't tend to cost a lot.
No. So 2 coins, 2 travel points. I'll take this. And then I get a black story disc, a coin, and a point.
All right, and I'm going to travel and that. Oh, I'd rather have a story point. We're going to save the travel. So I'm going to perform this, which is actually going to cost me 3. So I guess it doesn't make sense. So I'm going to perform this one to just get 4. And then I get a point for doing that. And then I'm going to travel. We're here.
Mm-hmm.
Where am I going to travel? I guess to here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yikes. 5, and then I will perform this piece there with this action, which also gives me a point, and then I get a coin. And I have to spend 1 travel point. All right, there we go.
Let's write some Requiem. I have the money. I might as well do on use day now. So it's going to be, let me spend first off 3 coins. Or no, let's not do that. Let's just do the cheaper option first. I need to do that anyway. Okay, well I need to do that anyway. So I will get one of these. I can't read my own player board today. I have the 2.
No worries.
All right, so 4 coins, 2 white story points, 1 income, and I will compose. The only option I have is the strings. Looking at the wrong moment. You're gonna kick me off, Brent.
You're good. You're fine.
I meant to do the song too. So
we've been cruising, and all of a sudden our brains actually are like starting to really focus on what we're trying to finish off. So I think that's part of it, right?
3.
Well, we just did 4 rounds in what, 30 minutes?
Yeah. And then took that already. Took that. So let's do Stadler on the strings. Yep.
I did find when I was playing 3 and 4 player games, I would put my cards here and here, and then twice a game, somebody would move or purchase the exact card, and I didn't want to move anywhere else, and I didn't want to get a different card, and then I'd have to change my action. But a lot of times I could just be prepared. All right, story point tracks.
1, 2,
The lead, but you have 2 of those tiles over there.
They kind of double with each other too.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see where that comes down to. All right, finances.
Travel twice, so I get 2 of these.
I'm gonna need that one. I also traveled twice. What am I missing? Nope, I did all those things. So it's just resetting my cards. Final round. So it's interesting, this system where I'm collecting all these pieces works really well with religious music, because a lot of these tiles have you performing religious music in locations for money or victory points. So here, I think if I had actually done what you did here, but I think it was too late for me to try to do it. Okay. But then I could have been performing both of these, you know? Not too late in terms of, obviously I'm doing well, just was it worth making that move at that point, you know? You did all this,
I
right?
reset that.
And we did this?
Not yet.
No, okay. That's what I did. No, it's fine. I just got a little lost. All right. Got that. 4. Here comes 4.
Sorry. Right, you had it.
It's fine.
1 point for each time you score the Requiem. Now you'll notice that the memory cards for round 5 are blank. That's because all you can do with them are slide them on the bottom. So you're
Still
just
gonna get
getting straight
points.
victory points there.
Yeah. And so 2 of these is worth a point at the end of the game. 3 of this is worth a point at the end of the game. So when you're evaluating spaces like that, that's essentially giving you 2 victory points.
So I'm going to travel. Just right next door with 2 coins. And the card gives me 2 coins, so I'm not going to take it. But I will use 1, 2 story points. Then I gain 1 back, a coin.
You're making me nervous with your end game points.
And that is it.
That's a lot to chase. So that one there, I don't think that's where I want to go. Do I want to travel, though? This isn't terrible, I guess.
Especially for this late in the game.
Yeah, I think that's what we'll do. No, you know what? Because I want to use this card anyway, and I think I have 2 other travel cards in my deck, so it feels like a lot. I'm going to do this. I'll get a travel point that I'll now have to spend. I'm going to get 2 coins, and then I'm just going to get this one here for 3 and for 1, and I've got a lot of those. And I'll swap that in to give me victory points. All right.
All right, I'm going to commission. And I'm going to spend 2 story points here and 7 money to commission this. That gives me 7 points.
Ooh. Nice.
Wait, what was here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, I think I gotta be thinking that way too. Compose this one here for 3 and for 7. And that one's gonna give me 6 points, plus 1 gives me 7. Woo.
Compose the Requiem. I will here. And it's gotta be that one. Thankfully I have one that does that. It'll be 3 money. 2 white story points. I just need it to fulfill an objective. I have no symphonic music at all.
I'll put this one here, this one here, so I get 2 money. Then I will perform. Wow, do I want money or do I want to get victory points? I guess I've got to perform this one. So it's going to cost me these 2. Sorry, I'm going to sell it. So it's going to give me 2 finances and 4 victory points. And then I get 1 victory point for doing that. All right. Oh, sorry. Then I also do the Requiem. So I really want to do this, right? This one's just straight victory points. So 1, lose a finance. Purchase this one, and then I get a victory point there. And 2 there. 1, 2. Done.
I will also score the Requiem again. Well, sorry, I'll write the Requiem.
Yeah, I know he keeps saying it's score.
I will also do another of the Sanctus, and that'll be for brass. Lower here. Only 2 coins. And I get 2 coins back. And that's 2 points. All right, that's it for me.
All right. I'm going to get 2 coins. I'm going to... It's going to be 3 to get there. Travel. Here. Spend 1, 2. Get this one for 5. Take these. And then I'm going to perform this piece for 1. Nope, sorry, sell. Get 2 finances and 3 points. 1, 2, 3, and I flip this for 50. Oh, and I just got to tuck one of these under here. Done.
All right. Remember the order it's done in, or does it not really matter?
Well, we do the end of the round.
Oh, that's right.
Per normal. And then I don't think the order really matters, but I'm pretty sure they have you do your royal tiles first. Then this, and then all your other bonuses here.
So it was pretty much have, with both of these combined, 1 in each movement.
Yep.
So that, and then I had to have an opera and a religious work. Altogether, that's 18 points.
Oh, you scored that one there? Nice.
So I was at 35.
Right.
Yep. 40. Yep. Flip.
Flip your tile there. All right. But yeah, you didn't get your points from here yet either. I don't think I get any. This would be the only thing I would get.
Oh, yeah.
I did that once.
I did it twice.
So other than that, it's just these tracks, right? Oh, my finances. Oops, sorry. All right. So then we go to final scoring. We're not going to clear all these cards because that doesn't matter. So the final scoring would be the royal court tiles, which you just did, right? Plus we're going to score down here. So this section, the 16th notes are in the lead. You have one, so you get 3 points.
Yep.
Here, there's only the one, so it's going to be worth 4 points. Whew. Here, there's just this one, so we each get 3. Here, we each get 12.
Oh, boy.
And you get 3 here. Nice. And then 3 coins is worth a point.
It's 4 for me.
And every 2 story points is worth a point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
6 points for me.
Nice. Look at that. Nice. I knew that end game score. At some point, I was like, okay, I felt comfortable, but you had 18 points on those.
I was like, if I just put 1 in each movement.
It was great. Yeah, and there's a lot of points here, too, to be had. I just started popping them in here just to get the higher point values. Nice. If you have any questions, you can put them in the comments down below. Again, go to Matt and Jen's channel, The Literary Gamers, and give them a subscribe. Check out some of their videos. That was Lacrimosa. It's a very popular game, Essen, this year, and it's really fun. That's my 5th play, and I would literally just basically play it again.
Oh, yeah.
It was super fun. It was like trying to do this chamber music and stuff, but then there's the other route. I mean, the one that really seems to work well, when I played a 4-player game, though, 2 of us were doing it, getting the religious music and then chasing down these tiles. Like this is 8. Oh, no, this is just sell 1 for 8. But then here it's 3 points for every religious one, so you get 3 or 4 of them, and then you go there, boom, you get a big score on that. You know, big religious concert you're performing, I suppose is how that happens. So, yeah, really cool game. Thanks, everybody. My name is Brandt.
Matt from Literary Gamers.
Until next time,